Hi everyone and welcome to Couture TV with Stephanie. This is episode 29 and it's all about fussy cutting. Today we're going to talk about what it is, tips and tricks and how to get you started. And I'm also going to talk about my favorite snips to use for fussy cutting. Let's go. Okay, fussy cutting, what is it? It is basically a technique where a specific image or a pattern is cut out. So it's basically detailed cutting. Now you need a really good quality pair of scissors for this. Now I like to use our new Spring Action Easy Snips because it is sharp enough to do the job, but they're also lightweight and comfortable enough so I can last doing the job. Now with fuzzy cutting, you either love the job or you hate the job. Now with the right tools, you may love it. So I would give these new Spring Action Easy Snips a go. Now they are comfortable because these snips have a spring and this reduces any hand strain, making these my favorite scissors to use for fuzzy cutting and for everything else. So I'll be using these today for our fuzzy cutting happy birthday card. So let's get started. So this is the paper I'm using today for our card. Now, as I said before, fuzzy cutting is the technique used to cut out an image. So the first tip I'm going to give you is instead of picking the image and cutting it out on a big piece of paper and it's very big to maneuver around, we need to rough cut first. Now, rough cut means I cut out the shape roughly and then I go in and cut it out in detail. So with rough cut, you just cut out the picture like that. If I'm going to cut this out on a small piece of paper like that, it's easier for me to maneuver than cutting it out on this. So let's put that aside. Now that we have our image, now you need to decide whether you want to leave a border or not. Now my recommendation is if you're a beginner, do leave a border. It's just easy to cut out. If you're good at cutting, by all means, don't leave a border. So my second tip is to cut the detailed area first. The detailed area is where the bow is on the top of the present. Now, most people will cut around the present first and then get to the bow. And by the time you get to the bow, the paper's already weak. So you want to cut the detailed part first so the paper's not weak, and then you make your way around the present. So that is tip number 2. So I'm going to start where the bow is, where it's the weakest part of the paper. So I'm just going in and I'm just turning the paper and I'm just making my way around. As you can see, I'm not leaving a border. You can if you like. And I'm just making my way around. Now, can you see it? My scissors are in the same place. It's the paper I'm moving around. Now, imagine if I didn't do the rough cut and I've got a massive piece of paper and I need to turn it around. It's very hard to get precise cutting if I do it that way. That's why rough cutting is the first step you need to do. And I'm going to make my way down the present now. This is the easiest part. The hardest part was the detail part on the top, and I did that first. So this is fuzzy cutting. Quite simple with the right tools. That was effortlessly done with the right tools. So I'm going to cut out a few more of these and then we're going to get started with our card. And again, my next present, I'm going to rough cut, make it easier. And again, the detailed part is the top of the ribbon. So I'm going to go into the top of the ribbon first. Get the hard part done first. Always start with the most detailed part. It just makes life so much easier and more enjoyable to do fussy cutting. Make my way around. And just like that. and then the easy part comes last. Oops, there we go. Now I've got all my presents cut out. I like this blue one here. I'm just going to cut the blue one out. Move my paper aside. Now, the more you practice, the easier it gets. But if you're a beginner, just leave a border. Make it easier for yourself. And I'm just making my way around and moving my paper, not the scissors. I'm just opening and closing the scissors, but I'm not moving the scissors around. They're staying still. It's the paper that's doing all the work. There you have it. I've got all my presents cut. Okay, let's get the card ready. So I'm using a happy birthday embossing folder. I'm just going to put a piece of cardstock in there. Pop it between my plates and run it through my Go Cut and Emboss machine. Just like that. There you go, my happy birthday. Pop that aside. Okay, I've got my card, my embossing that I just did. And I've also got my little presents I've cut out. I've also cut out a little piece from the cardstock with the presents because I just want to add that behind my happy birthday embossing there. So I'm going to stick it like that and then put the presents going up the side there. So I'm going to glue down this first. So I want in the center. So a little bit of my all-purpose glue. Just measure it up again where I want it roughly. About here. Very nice. So I'm just going to glue that down there. A bit more glue at the back of my cardstock. I just embossed. Turn that around. Now with fussy cutting, I like to do it when I'm doing something else like watching TV, just sitting down when I've got time. I like to fussy cut like that. There you go. Now with the presents, I just want to randomly put my presents going up the side here. Now, even if I left a border on these will still look good because it's white on the background. So if you're not good at fussy cutting, that's okay. Start with you leaving a border. I know it takes more time and more patience, but the more you do it, the easier it gets, and also the tools you use. So if you use a good quality pair of scissors, it's actually more enjoyable because you get it done quicker and more precise. So that's my tip. Use a good quality pair of scissors for fussy cutting and you will enjoy it more. And the last present on the top there. So that is my happy birthday fuzzy cutting card. That was so quick and easy to make. Now I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial on fussy cutting. We covered some beginner tips and tricks to help you get started. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I love to hear from you. And if you have your own tips or tricks to share, please add them too. Thanks for joining me and I'll see you here again next week. Bye.